So hi guys, welcome back to the video. So in this video, we will just discuss about like how to integrate an API in your project. Okay, I know this is a very simple concept. If you are like very experienced, you have good amount of experience in development. But if you are new, like someone coming out from college or something like that, it might be a cumbersome topic for you. So I'm right here to explain you this topic and I want to get familiar with the different versions of the same problem, right? You guys might have faced the API which has like displaying the JSON data, something like this API, which don't require some API key or something like that. It's just a link with some data in it, and yes, I will fetch this data and show a list of data for you guys, right? But there may be some APIs which contain your API key. You have to integrate the API key in your project, and then you have to make or show some data from the remote API. So what is the API? API means the application programming interface. It just read it out on Google. Just API. What is API? In the context of API, the word application refers to any software with a distinct function. So yeah, we can remotely access some data from the API, and yeah, it is some backend concept. So better ask to some a backend engineer. So basically, what it does, uh, it's a way of communication uh of of a user to the remote services, right? So you can take API to like this. Okay, so coming to the main topic, how to integrate a API. Okay, how to implement a application programming interface in your Android application. Let's do it with Compose. Okay, we need to integrate this API in our project. Okay, so how can we do this? So just let's create a new project. Okay, I will also tell you the versions, like the different variations of the same problem. Okay, so yeah, we will create a new project, empty activity. Next, just name it as list. Okay, just follow with me. If you're watching this video, please make sure that you have your, I won't say your pen paper ready, but at least your system ready to follow with me. Else you you will not get what I'm saying, right? Okay. So just name your project as something a list or ABC or something, whatever you wish. Okay. So let's click on finish. It will take some time to, yeah, okay. It will take some time to gather its resources and something like that. Meanwhile, we can discuss, so what are the different versions of the same problem like? Okay. So as we can see, uh, this is the link, okay, which has been provided to us. And someone says, hey, you, I have been given this link to you, and you have to fetch all this data. You have to show this data into a list. How will you do that? Okay. Second problem, I am giving you a website link. You have to generate your own API key and you have to show some data. Third variation of the same problem. This is like one, okay? This is called the path parameter, and this is the query parameter. Okay, chicken is the query parameter, whereas one is the path parameter. So you have to fetch like path from your project and provide it to the API and display the data basis on that. So yeah, we will discuss these all variations. I want to cover this playlist, uh, covering all the variations. Okay, got it. So yeah, this is the first video of this playlist, like the API playlist. So yeah, let's do this. I think it's been built. It's been just, yeah. It is taking some time. It will take some time. So no issues in that. You. So meanwhile, what we can do is we can just clear this. We don't need this. Okay. And meanwhile, what we can do, we can just uh, print here like hello, just for checking if our application works correctly or not. Okay. In the Gradle scripts, we have to include some dependencies. Okay. Okay. So what dependencies? Okay, we will just include material 3. Okay, just include material 3. After that, what we will do, we will just include your hilt dependency for dependency injection retrofit, which is retrofit is your like a main component for integrating the APIs and your coil for image loading. Okay, so integrate all these dependencies. Okay, and above that, we will just what we will do, we'll just include these two dependencies at the top. Yep, just bear with me, like I will make you understand each and every aspect of this project. And here in the build.gradle file at the app module, we will just include these two dependencies. Click on sync now. Okay, so these are the two build.gradle files. If you have worked with the Android, very good. But if you have not, these are the two build.gradle files where we inject our dependencies for the project. For example, the like the retrofit dependencies or something like that, or any dependency like coil for image loading, dagger hilt for dependency injection, and like that. Okay. So before watching this video, you must have some like experience, I would say, with the basic Android architecture, how a Android project looks, and something basic like that. I won't expect to know very much, but yeah. So yeah, so why I included retrofit for this project? Retrofit, like basically it's a library that simplifies the API integration process by providing a efficient way to make API calls. Okay, so yeah, so basically, what it does, it provides a like convenient way to construct our objects which are making our API call. Okay, so what it needs a base URL which is going to be used for every service call, and a converter factory which takes care of the passing of data we are sending and also the responses we get. Okay, I repeat it again. What retrofit does? Retrofit needs a base URL which is going to be used for every API call or your service call, and a converter factory which takes care of the passing of data we are sending and also the responses which we are getting from the remote server or API. Okay, so this is what it takes. Okay, so I think I have included all the dependencies. Okay, I have included the required dependencies. And now what we do is we will just run our project. Okay, we will just run our project if it's building correctly or not. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's build our project. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have not installed this application Wiser, you just install Wiser in your like system. Okay, just watch some YouTube video on it, how to install Wiser, why it's necessary, and how to enable developer options for your Android app and something like that. It would work good for you. Okay, so what should be the output of our app as of now? The output of our app as of now is to display a simple text hello, since we have included all the dependencies. So I need to check that our app is building correctly or not. So yes, I will just build our app and it should display a hello. Meanwhile, if you just want to clear these dependencies, just press Control Alt O. Control Alt O, and the dependencies would be like the imports would be cleaned. Okay, so it looks good when the imports are clean. It represents your clean code. Okay, so yeah, launching on devices. our app should display a simple text hello. Okay, so yes, let me show you my app. So yes, our app is like displaying hello, and it is simply correct. Yes, it is displaying hello. Okay. So yes, this thing is very clear that our app is building correctly. Now, when our app is building correctly, what you have to do? What you have to do? Why the hell you are watching this video? You're watching this video for the purpose of API integration. Okay. So for API integration, we will just follow the MVVM architecture along with clean architecture. Okay. So what MVVM? MVVM means model view view model. Model contains your data classes or the classes which you define, and uh, which represents your data coming from the API model classes. View is anything like which is like view is anything which represents view is anything which represents the UI part. Like the user is interacting to anything. If a user is interacting to suppose a screen of your app, it is called a view. And what is the view model? View model. View model is that part of your application which holds your business logic, which holds your logical uh, data or something like that. Okay, cool. Now, what is a clean architecture? Clean architecture just it makes your code simpler so that suppose what we why we use clean architecture. Suppose you go in a party, okay, and you have 10 items to eat. Okay, now if I put 10 items in one plate, will it be good? Now you would say okay, it is good, but we if we want to add one item or remove one item, it can mix up in other items, and it's not good, and it's not good. Okay, suppose now when there are 10 items, in the other case when there are 10 items and there are 10 plates. Okay, and there are 10 plates. Okay, just don't consider space because the space is same for both the conditions. If you are talking that 10 plates would be cost much, and if you are talking in terms of memory, 10 plates will consume more space. Don't think it like this way. Okay, you can write whole code of the app in this file only, main activity, then also it will work. Okay, but why we write code in modules or something like that in different files? Because it is necessary. Okay, so when we are putting 10 items in 10 plates, we can easily add, remove, or can do any modifications to those items, to those files. So that's why we use clean architecture. And meanwhile, we should have three layers in our app: data, domain, and presentation. Okay, so don't be afraid. Just if you have like if you are with me here till now, just take a pause, drink some water. We are going to make our first step. Like you have to integrate this API, and this here I will show you this data. How? So simply what we will show in UI, we'll just okay. So what we need to show in UI for that, for your ease, for your betterment, and my main purpose is that you should learn this concept well. So in UI, what we will show in list, I will just show an image of a meal, image of chicken, you can say, because it's a type chicken, and in front of that, its name, chicken name. Yes. So suppose there are a list of 10 chicken items. So there would be a list of 10 items where each item displays an image of chicken, image of your food item, and in front of that, it would be your chicken name. Got it? So yeah, uh, what we are waiting for then? Just let uh, start. Okay. So okay. So first package we will just create of, as we say, we should have three layers: data, then we would have domain, create packages, right click, new package, and presentation. Presentation layers contain your view model and UI. Cool. Fine. Now what we will do is we will just create a new package which is called common, which why it's named common, because it contains the common entities which would be used across the app, so common. Here are like two files. One is of constants, okay, and the other one is your resources. Got it? Okay. Just be patient, drink some water, and just whatever I'm doing, just be with me. I will make this concept very, very, very easier for you. So basically, we will create like an object of constants, and here what we will do, we will provide the base URL. Now you will say, I don't know what the base URL is. So don't worry, I'm here to make you clear what's the base URL. This is our API link. Say yes. Now you will say yes. I will also say yes. So yes, this is our API link. Just bear with me. Okay. So whatever the stuff which are up to .com, .in, .org is your base API, is your base URL. Okay. This is will come in base URL. And here, and after all these stuff, after that, we will just implement it in the API service part. Okay. Now, what is API service? We will come to that later. Now, what we have to do in the resource part, what we will have to do in the resource part, we will just create a generic class. What for the for what purpose we would create a generic class in the resource file? For like handling some data. Like it will display a error message. Suppose you are displaying a data, and if the data is displayed, it would display some data. Else, it would generate a error message if the data is not present. Okay. So what the type would be sealed class. Okay, it would be a sealed class, which will receive a data of type T, like any data it can receive. And what I will say that what I've said, that it is a class that contains information about the actual result and a potential error message. So what would our parameter would have? Two parameters, obviously, data and its error. Okay, so well data, which is of type T and it's initially null. The second data is message, okay, and message. Why we are considering message? Because if error is there, it will display some message, and it is also initially assigned to null. After that, we will create a class, okay, inside it. It's called success. It is also of type like T. After that, what we will do is I will just at success, we will show some data. When the resource is successful, it will show some data, and it would be resources of data. Yeah. I hope you got it. I hope you got it. This is not something like rocket science or something like that. And if you are not getting this, just search generics class in Kotlin and just learn about it. No shame in learning. If you don't know anything, there's no shame in learning. Similarly, we will create another like class which will contain an error. Okay. And what will it contain? It will contain a message. It will contain a message. It will contain a message of type string. And yes, and the data would be initially null in it. Okay. And yeah, and it will be data comma message. Okay. Now, what will be the next class? It would be loading. Three step: success, error, loading, unloading, anything which you want to keep here, you can keep here. Okay. It would be data of type T. Initially, it is assigned to null. Okay. Okay. And yeah, this would be non-nullable. Okay. And It would be resources of type T in data. Uh, Type T and the parameter would be data. Yeah, this is how we make our two classes, constants and resources. Okay. Now, my friend, what you have to do, what you have to do, what you have to do is you just have to, you just have to know how are the things moving. See, okay, we have created a common package. In common package, we have two file constants and resources. Why the common package is there? Because these resources would be used constantly throughout our app. Okay. Now coming to the data package, we have like we have to integrate the data classes. What we have to do, we have to integrate those data classes. Now, how will we integrate the data classes? How will we create an data class? How will you create a data class? You will create a data class through JSON converter. Okay, like this is your API. Just copy whole data. Your data is in JSON format. Okay, your data is always in which format? JSON format. So we will type JSON formatter. Let's format this data and look how it looks like. Okay, so now, okay, so your data looks like this. Okay, just come to this side, JSON formatter, and it will format your data. And here we will copy this whole data. Okay, we will copy this whole data. Okay, yeah, we have copied our data. Now coming to the data, new, import this plugin Kotlin data class file from JSON. It will automatically generate your file. Okay, now paste your JSON data here, and what it is, name it as chicken DTO. What is DTO? DTO is your data transfer object, which would convert this data to, which will help your data converting this data into the domain layer. Okay. So it is chicken DTO and we will generate the class. Okay. So in data classes, we have two classes, chicken DTO and meal. Okay. So yeah, this will not be a data class because we will not map. Why this can't be a DTO class? Because we won't this map this data to our UI. So this won't be a DTO class. So rename file, rename file, and it would be chicken. Okay, chicken, and this will be our meal DTO. Okay, rename this file. Okay, not I will so rename, just name this file to meal DTO. Okay, got it. Okay, so why we need our DTO class? Suppose this meal has 100 items. Okay, which are which has been given to us by the backend team, but we need only two data to display in our UI as of now. What is it? First of all, the image, meal image, and second one is the meal item. Okay, cool. So we will create a DTO for a domain layer. What we will do is we create a extension function for it. Okay. So if you don't know what is the extension function, just read about it. No shame in that. Again, I'm saying, okay, meal DTO dot to meal. This to meal function would be used further in the use cases. Okay. And it would be of type meal. Okay. So just come here and just declare a new data class, which is called a meal. Okay, it would be a data class. Okay, okay, and it would be returning me meal domain. Okay, yes, yes, it is good now. Okay, now make sure you have to make sure that what you want to pass, what you want to pass. Okay, so in like what you want to pass, what you need to show in UI, you obviously need to show an image. You have to show an image and a potential name for that particular meal item. Okay, so in this, like in here, we need to analyze the API. We need to analyze your API. Okay, So let's analyze our API. Okay, what? Okay, so let's analyze our API. Just paste your data. Okay, this is your API. Just have a look how I am working on this particular feature. Then only you will get to know. So this is your ID. ID you need to pass. This is your meal name. Okay, this is your meal name. Okay, and where is your meal image? This is your meal image. Okay, so what we will pass? So what we will pass? We will pass from this. We will have ID meal. So what we will have in our this data class? This data class is used for displaying the data we need to display in UI. We will fetch it from here. Okay, so we will have ID because the meal ID should be present. Then we will have a meal name which is of type str meal. Str meal is of type string. Then what we will have? We will have a meal thumb. Okay, str meal thumb. It is there. It was there. Okay, it is of type string. Okay. So these are the data. You can name it anywhere. You can name it as meal name or meal image. It's up to your choice. Okay. Now what you will do, you will map this class to this data class. Okay. So how will you map? ID meal equals to ID meal. Got it? Got it? Okay. ID meal. Okay. Now, now, oh, it would be str. It would be str meal. It would be str meal equals to str meal. Okay. And here would be what is the return type of this data? Okay, this is returning this. Okay, got it. Okay, and what is the next parameter? It is returning str meal thumb. Okay, it is returning str meal thumb, and it would be mapped to str. Why it's giving error? Okay, just create it again. Just create it again. Okay, so yes, we will create a meal DTO dot to meal. Okay, and after that we will just return a meal. Okay, yeah, we will just obviously we have to return a meal. And here what we will have, we will return a meal object. Yes, this was the our mistake. Okay, yeah, so what will ID meal equals to ID meal, and we have str meal equals to str meal, and then we are str a thumb, like that. We have str meal thumb equals to str meal thumb. Okay. Like this we have mapped our this data class DTO data to the domain data. Okay, this is the parameter which is coming, the left parameter is coming from this class. Okay, we can control click on this parameter. Okay, like this. Okay, the left parameter is coming from this class, and the right parameter is coming from the upper class. Okay, yeah. So this is how you map your data. This is how you map your data. Okay, cool. Now what? Obviously, you need to create what you need to create, my friend. What you need to create? You need to create a what? You need to create a API class. Okay, you need to create a API class. Okay, now you have to create a API interface. API. Okay, this would be your API. Okay, or you can name it as food API interface. Okay, yeah. Now we will create a now what we will do, just do it is a get. I will put an annotation get, and in this I will put my that URL. And after that, I will make a function suspend get meals. It will return me a list of meal, and and I will just pass my query parameter here. Okay, I will just pass my query parameter here. Now you would be asking that what are you doing this? So let me do this, and then I will make you understand. Okay, query parameter, just status, and yeah, it will have a meal ID, and will take a string, and yeah, it will return me a list of chicken data. Okay, chicken data, or you can say chicken, better, chicken. Yeah. Okay. So here we have discussed that whenever we have been provided with the API, this is the base URL, and whatever comes after this would be coming under your API interface. So this would be coming under your API interface. Got it? Okay. Okay. Now, this is your query parameter. What is a query parameter? Query parameter, whenever you provide this parameter to your API, it will hit that data and show that data. So this is your query parameter. S equals to you can say chicken. So this is your query parameter. What is your query parameter? S. So we have provided a query parameter. Okay. And it will take your meal name as a string. Okay, it will take your not meal ID, it will take your meal name as a string. Got it? Yeah, it is fine. Okay, and this is your get annotation. What is a get? There are two annotation, get and post. Whenever we want to fetch some data from our remote server, we use get API. And whenever we want to provide our data to the server, suppose user types something and we want to save that data to our server or API, we use post annotation. Got it? Got it. Is this clear to you? This we make interface for our API? Yes. This concept is clear to you, and I'm very happy explaining this topic. Got it? Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to do implementation of our repository. Implementation of our repository. Got it? So we will create get post. You understand? Okay. Yeah. Now what we create? We will create a meal repository. Meal repository implementation. Okay. We will implement our repository. Okay. So we will use a annotation inject. It's from Dagger Hill, and we will just provide constructor. In constructor, what we will provide? We will provide our API. What? Food API. Okay. We will just provide a food API to this repository. Okay. And what we will return? We will return a meal repository. We will just create a meal repository here. We will create a meal repository here. Okay. And we will return this. It would be an interface. Okay. It would be an interface, and we will just implement this interface here. Okay. So we will just meal repository. Okay. Yeah. Now we have to implement our get meals function, which will take your meal name as a string and would return you a list of meal items. Okay. So how would you, what I said, I just need to make a function in my repository, which will take a meal name as a string, which will take a meal name as a string and would return me a list of meal items. Okay. So how will I do this? Override suspending function. Okay. What are suspending functions? Just Google it and you will get to know suspending functions. you will get a coroutine scope in a suspending function. Okay, got it. I can't explain everything in a single video. Okay, meal name, and it would return you a list of meal. What is your meal class name? Meal DTO. Very good. And just what I'll do is I will just take my response from it. What's my response? It would be API dot get meals, and I will provide this meal name. And what I will return? I will return response dot meals. Okay, when I click on it, control click on it, meals, it is my list of meal items. Got it? This is how I implement. Now I am using override. Override means it is implementing some function. What function it is implementing? It should be provided in the meal repository class. Got it? It should be there in the meal repository class, but it's not there. So what we have to do? We have to include that. So include it now. What are you waiting for? Include it. Okay. So here I will write a function suspend fun get meals, and here I will just pass meal name as a string, and I will return my list of meal items. Meal DTO. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So yeah, this is how I implemented. Okay. What it's showing found meal DTO. Okay. Something is change return type to response dot meals. Okay. Chicken. Okay. I think something is there related to, you can say. Yeah. Okay. What's the error? Change return type of enclosing in the meal repository implementation dot get meals to list of meal. Okay, it's not returning that. What should we do here? Okay, okay, what can we do? So yeah, so yeah. Mm, so yes, what is our error? So yeah, it is we just didn't rename this file. This should be meal DTO. Okay, this should be meal DTO, and control alto. We will clean this import. So yes, this is a repository implementation. Okay, so yeah. Now what we will do? Now what we will do is, uh, what we will do is we will just create our dependency injection module, and we will just try to integrate Dagger Hilt in this project. Uh, what is what is Dagger Hilt? Dagger Hilt like provides your app dependencies. So earlier you were using app converter, like converter factory in your view models, like if you have done XML, something like that. So to get rid of that dependencies, it would automatically generate dependencies for your project Dagger Hilt, and will provide to your module, like your view model and your main activity, like by through various annotations. For that purpose, we need to create our like DI module. Okay, or like dependency injection module. So yes, let's do that. So yes, package DI, and here we will create a app module. Okay, it will be of type object. I will create an object of class app module. Okay, so yes, first of all, I will use the module annotation. It would define this is a module class for my app. Now I will use install in. Okay, and here I will just give singleton component and class. Okay, So what does it defines to me? Okay, what does it defines to me? So basically, it would provide a converter factory to this app module class, like the inbuilt app converter factory. It will auto generate. Okay, cool. Now what I will do? I will just provide my uh, dependencies to the API part, to the repository part, and to the meal use case which I would be making in the domain layer. So yes, uh, just use provides annotation, provides, and use singleton. Okay. Now fun provide API. Okay. It would be returning food API. Okay. If I just click on food API, so yes, food API. And here I will just return, I will initiate my retrofit builder, retrofit.builder and dot base URL, dot base URL. Okay. So base URL were in the constants file. So constants file. So this is the use of constants file, constants dot base URL. Okay. So constants dot base URL. After that, we will just use add converter factory. It would be JSON converter factory and dot create. Okay, after that we will use, I will just use build, and after that we will just create a class which is our food API, and here I will use class.java. Yeah, so this is one thing. This is how we provide the external dependency to our API modules. Similarly, we will do for our repository, and this function which we are defining here for the repository, we will provide this function to our repositories. Like, okay, so we will provide this function to the view model or inject our repository like this, provides, and here I will use singleton. Yeah, so uh, fun provide meal repository. Okay, after that, it would take a food API in its constructor and will return me a meal repository, and return meal repository implementation, and it would be to okay. So call, if you just see this, it is returning me a meal repository implementation, and it's providing food API in it. And here also, and here what I'm doing, I'm injecting this dependency to the constructor of the meal repository. So this is how the dagger hilt is being used. I repeat it again. Here I am providing this dependency like food API to the meal repository, and here I'm injecting this dependency to my meal repository. Okay. So yeah, now let's do it for the use case which we are going to like introduce soon. Basically why we use case, I will come to that part. Provide meal use case. Okay, so it will take a meal repo. We'll take a meal repo of type meal repository. Okay, meal repository. Then get meals use case. Okay, yeah. So, and it will return me get meals use case. Okay, it will return me the same use case. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so yes, I will just return this use case, which I have not make it yet. So in this, I will provide my meal repository class. Okay, so now let's define our use case, else you would be very angry with me and you will say that you have not defined our use cases. Okay, so yes, just uh, just it would be get meal use case. Okay, uh yeah, this would be a name. And yes, what will be defined in get meals use case? uh I will first of all inject constructor, and in constructor, what I will provide? I will provide my repository. Well, repository, meal repository. Okay, so now you got here what I did is I just provide meal repository to my use case, and here I inject uh, here. Okay, get meals use case. Okay, it will be get meals use case. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. Here I pass this repository here. I provided this repository here, and here I injected that repository in the constructor. Okay. Okay. So yes, it would return me like a flow of meals, like a list of meals, which I would provide, okay, to the UI to display. Okay, so yes, first of all, let's set some meal ID, meal name. You can say meal name, okay, which is of type string. Now, after that, we would just make a function, a setter function, set meal name. Okay, it will take meal name as a string. Okay, and yeah, this dot meal, this dot meal name equals to meal name. Okay, just let me complete this function. Okay, and after that, we will just make a function which would return me a flow of meals. Okay, so the main thing is like, why I'm using this. Okay, like why I am using that. So the thing is like, yeah, let me first of all let's come to this why I am providing, why I'm using set meal name function. So the main reason behind this is like mm, so yes, why we even like using set meal name function. So basically, this function is necessary because it allows you to specify the name of the meal we want to retrieve before invoking this use case. Okay, what I said, it allows us to specify the name of the meal we want to retrieve before invoking the use case, get meals use case. Okay, so what it does this function? Okay, this function sets like meal name property in the meal use case class, and then when the use case is invoked, it uses this meal name to fetch the corresponding meals from the repository. Okay, got it? So yes, if you just don't know what I said, just uh, move backwards video a bit and you will get to know what I was uh, trying to say. Okay, yeah. So this is like very simple. Like you will get it when you will make projects, at least 8 to 10 projects around Android. Yes. So I will use a flow, alt enter. Yes, yes. So what it would listen resources. Okay, and here I will pass my list of meal. Okay, yeah, and I'll use a flow. Okay, yeah. So in the try catch block, what I will put is like try this code, and if this code does not execute, I will write catch. So try execute this code, and if this code is not execute, just throw some error. Okay. So let's okay. Let's write some error. I will emit an error. What error I will emit? I will just resources dot error. What I will do? E dot localize message. Unexpected error occurred. Okay. Yeah, this one. Okay. Similarly, I will write a catch block again. Okay. Yeah. So I will emit another error which will say resources dot error couldn't reach server. Okay. Yeah. So in the try block, what I'll write, I will write the code. Code to get my list of meals. So emit resources dot loading. When the resource is in the loading state, I will just use, I will fetch my meals. It would be repository. I will call my repository dot get meals. What I'll pass? What I'll pass? I'll pass my meal name. Okay, just let it be, it can be nullable. So dot map, I will map it to dot to meal. Okay, yeah. So this is how I will get my meals. Okay, so yeah. So now you get to know why this extension function is necessary at this level, at the data level. Okay. So yes, this is my use case. Why the use cases are necessary? Suppose you want to write same line of code. Suppose you want to invoke this use case in five different view models. Okay, five different view models. So if you are not using the use case, you will write same code in five view models. But if you are using the use case, you can just invoke this use case in any of the view model without writing the same code. So yes, this is how the use case is beneficial in clean architecture. Okay, so yes, just let me repeat this. Why I am using this set meal name, I have explained. Okay, so in try block, I am just fetching my meals and I'm calling my repository dot get meals function. Just control control click get meals, and I'm just passing my meal name. However, this practice of using double exclamation sign is considered a bad practice, but as it is a small project, we can use that. Okay. Now I'm mapping this data to the meal DTO, and yeah, this is how it's mapped it dot to meal, and yeah, this is how I'm getting my meals part. Okay, now we have done the DI part also. We have done the DI part. Coming to the main activity, just add some annotations of Dagger. It would be Android entry point. Okay, then coming to this right click, I will just run meal application, meal application. Okay, it would be of type application. It would be of type application. Okay, yeah. So, and here I think, yeah, it is all being done, if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, this is our main activity. I think we should cover, like, in the next video, our presentation layer code. What say? Okay. And here I will just, in the meal application, I will just use another annotation, which is like Hilt Android app. Okay. And yes, this is how our Hilt has been integrated. Coming to the manifest file, last step of integrating Dagger Hilt, just provide this meal application in name dot meal application. Yes. And also permission internet. Okay. Permissions. Android dot permissions. Okay, just Google search internet permission Android. Okay. Yeah, I think the video has been lengthy so far. So yes, let's do this. Okay, it is like that. Okay, yeah, I think it's fine. Uses permission and under permission dot internet. Okay, okay, yeah. So we will just a domain layer is ready. Common data ti. Okay, yeah. This is main repository. So what say? Should we create a presentation layer code also because the video might be lengthy. I don't know how much uh, it has been there till now, but I think we should go for it. What say? Yes, I think yes, we should go for it. Okay, so we will create four files: meal, list, item. Okay, and then we have our meal list screen, and then we have state file meal list state, and then we have our meal list view model. Now we have to complete this four files and run our code, and our yes, our code has been completed. Now in this meal list screen, we will obviously we will just write our code for the screen, which is we want to display our list, which means we will use lazy column here, but we have to prepare our one item what we want to show in the list. Suppose there are a list of 10 items, so we have to first make the UI of one item. So that's why I'm using meal list item. So it would be composable function comp, and click, it would automatically generate meal list screen, meal list item, meal list item. Yeah, and after that it would be taking meal as your domain. Okay, yeah, so I will just simply keep it very simple. I will just take a card and modifier modifier dot padding, just give padding like 12 dp. After that give it some elevation to the card. Elevation card defaults dot elevation card defaults dot card elevation. Yeah, let some give. Okay, give some elevation to the card. Okay, now in the card I will display a row. Okay, I'll display a row, and in that row will display a row. Okay, I will just modifier, and I want my row to cover whole width of the screen, so I will use fill max width. After that I should display the height. It should be intrinsic size dot max. Okay, and I will just give some padding. It would be 12.dp. Yeah, it's good. Okay, and I will also give horizontal arrangement dot space between for some better UI. Okay, space between. Okay, yeah. Now I will just what I need to show in this row. As I said, I need to show image, and in front of that its name. Okay, so yeah, just load image using coil. I will use async image, and I will use model. You can say meal dot image was str meal thumb. Str meal thumb was our image. And content description we can also give. Okay, model. Okay, content description, just leave it empty as of now. Okay, modifier we have to give like modifier for this image dot weight 1f. Okay, and dot height 150 dot dp. Okay. Mm, Now we will use a text. I will just use a text. In this text, it will be meal dot str meal name. After that, I would just font style. Font style I will give to my text font style dot italic. Text align. Text align dot end. Okay. Modifier. Modifier. I will just modifier dot align. Modifier dot align. It would be in center vertical. Center modifier dot align. Why it's not there? Center vertically. Okay. Just why it's not coming? Okay, yeah, it's there. And let's use some style also for our text. It would be material theme dot typography dot body small. We can use that. Okay. Yeah. So this is how our this meal list item looks like. Looks like. Okay. Yep. So yes, uh, our meal list item, whatever the item we want to show our in our list, is made. Now coming to the meal list screen, what we are doing in the meal list screen, just think a bit. Don't be in a hurry. Okay, please don't be in a hurry. Just take some water, drink some water, and just think what we are doing in the meal list screen. We are doing in a meal list screen. We want to display a list, and in list we want to render this item, list item multiple times. That's why we created meal list item UI. Okay, so coming to the meal list screen. Okay, so yes, so yeah, what we'll do is first of all, this should be our composable function. Okay. It would be our meal list screen. Okay, uh, it would take meal. Okay, yeah. Should we like should we create first of all state and view model classes? Because if we create view model and state classes, it would be easier for us to render the items based on state. Okay, so yeah, what I think is what I uh, think is we should like uh, first of all complete our state and the view model classes, and then after we should move ahead with this meal list screen. Okay, so this would be our data class. Okay, meal list state, and then we will just keep our state class so simple. It have three states. First of all is loading, and is our UI is in loading state or not. It would be of type boolean, and it would be initially false. Okay, then come my meals. What it will return me a list of meal. Meal. Okay, and it would be initially an empty list, and after that I will just uh, give a error variable which is of type string, and it is initially empty string. Okay, yeah. Now, coming to the view model. Coming to the view model. View model is the class which holds the business logic for your application. Okay, which holds the logical thing for your application. So we are writing the view model. So just inject this dependency, held view model, this annotation. Now we are injecting the constructor, inject constructor. In constructor, what should we inject? Yes, our use cases. So get meal use case. Okay, so this use case we will use in our view model. So the view model code has been become much shorter. Okay, so yes, we will just expose our state here. State equals to mutable state of, okay, and in this state we will use our meal list state. Okay, yeah. Now we will create a variable to expose this state to the composable, means this is the mutable state and we are using this state to what? Exposing this state for the composable. So this would be of type mutable state of, it's a state. Okay, alt enter. State, yes, meal list state, get equals to state. Yeah, now we can use this state variable in our UI. Now init block is executed first when the meal list view model is invoked. Whenever this view model is invoked, we will use the first block, which is called as the init block. So in init block, we will call get meals function, okay, which we will make, and here I will pass chicken. Okay, okay. So yeah, private fun get meals. It would take a meal name and string. Okay, yeah. So get meals use case dot set meal name is the meal name which is set. Okay. Now get meals use case dot on each element perform this element dot on each. Why is not visible? Okay, why is not visible? Okay, okay. Hmm, it will be done time. So yes, but on each element, what I will perform when result. Okay, when result, I will just take a result. It's of a list of meal. Okay, when result. Okay, whenever I am receiving my result, Control Alt L to format the code. Okay, so what I'll use. Okay, so this is when block. So when block is would implement this thing. It would implement our resources class. Okay, so when our resource is successful, we need to do something. We need to do something. When our resources dot, when our resource would be in a error state or would error, I need to do something. And when my resource is in the loading state, I need to show some loader or something like that. Okay, this is what I do. And I will just launch it in a view model scope. Launch in a view model view model scope, view model scope, view model. Mention, okay. I don't know why this view model scope. Yes, because I have not extended the view model class. Yeah, I need to extend the view model class. Okay, now I'll get a view model scope here. Okay, yeah. So this is how the view model has been created. First of all, you just inject this view model dependency, then you inject the use case in the constructor, then you expose your states, and then you do stuff, whatever stuff you want to do. Okay. Now we will update my state. Now the update would be now the state would be updated. State dot meal list state. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, I will update my meals state. It would be result dot data, else I will show my empty list. Okay. Similarly, I'll just copy paste this line over here and here. Okay. Now here I will update my error state. Error. Okay. Error equals to uh result dot message. Okay. Result dot message. It is coming from here. And else I will just pass a text which is called unexpected error. And here what I'll do is I will just pass my is loading true, since my loading is true. Okay. It was initially false in the state class, but here it would be true. Okay. So I think we have done enough, and our state and the view model classes is finished. Okay. So just have some patience and look once into this class. Okay. Look once into this class. I think I have explained everything in detail. Now we will come to our meal list screen. Okay. I will just create an instance of my view model. It would be meal. Okay. Meal list screen. Okay. Here. Yeah. Yes. In the parameter, meal list equals to health view model. Okay. So why I'm using this equals to health view model? So the main advantage of using this parameter is whenever I'm using health view model and whenever so when I call this function meal list screen from any other screen, I don't need to pass view model when I call this meal list screen from any part of my app. Okay. So I'll just use my state here. View model dot state. We can use by keyword. What it will do, it will just handle getter and setter all by itself. The view model will handle getter and setter all by itself if I use the by delegate keyword. Okay. So yes, just create a box. Okay. Okay. I'll create a box, and yeah, I will just use modifier dot fill max size. Okay. Okay. And yes, in this box, I will just render my lazy column, and when I render my lazy column, I will just use a modifier here also. Just let me copy paste this. Let me copy and paste. Okay, modifier dot fill max size. Okay, yeah. So here I will render my items. This items of list, since I have to render a list. So I will just say I will render my meals list. State where my meals list are present. My meal list are present in my state dot meals class. Okay, so yeah, state dot meals class. Okay, and yeah. Here I will just get my meal item. Okay, the meal object. And here I will render what I will render in my lazy column, like in the lazy list, my meal list item. That's why I made a different component, meal list item. So it would be easier for you guys to, you know, understand the code. Okay, cool. After that, after that, I will just put a divider for like better UI. Okay. And suppose Control Alt O to format the code as I told you. Okay. Suppose if the error occurs, so I have to write some code. But before, if my suppose my screen is open and I want to show some loading bar. So if state dot is loading, okay. So I will just show circular progress indicator. Okay. Modifier equals to modifier dot align alignment alignment dot center. Yeah, modifier dot alignment dot center. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This one. Yes. Okay. So what I do is in in this box I am rendering all the state dot meals I handle. For state dot meals I will render a lazy column which would show me a list of meals. For is loading, I will, if my is loading is in the true state, I will display a progress bar. But what if my state is in error? So state dot error dot is not blank, is not blank. Okay. If my, if there is something error, okay, if my error string contains some text in it, obviously it will display some error. So it will show a text. Okay, just alt enter in import. Yes, this one. So it will take state dot error and then it would show some color material. Now it's UI part. You can do it yourself also, but I'm just doing it for the sake of completion. Text align, just make it center. Text align dot center. Yeah, and just modifier, just give it some like space and styles, fill max width, and yeah, give it some padding like from a horizontal padding of 20 dB. Yeah, it would also be aligned at center. Your error dot center. Yeah, it works well. Control Alt L to format the code. Okay. Yeah, so I've managed all the states. I think our code is almost completed. Control Alt O to clear all the imports. Now, I think we should run our app. Okay, so just uh, I have to connect my device, and yes, just let's build the app. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So yes. Mm, 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 mm. So this is how you integrate an API. Okay, just don't worry. Uh, if you have any doubts, just let me know in the comment section. I will cover the next video covering all your doubts. Okay. I will dedicate a special video for your doubts, guys. Okay. If you want to ask what is recomposition, what is state, what is like that, what is a side effect, what is view model, what is whatever you want to ask, just let me know in the comment section. I will like each and every comment and I will try to answer all those questions in the very next video. Okay. I'm not, I won't say all YouTubers are bad. Yeah, I want to be a good YouTuber who answer your queries in a video. Okay. Okay. So there is one error in my main activity. What I will render? I will render my meal list screen. Okay. So uh, Control Alt O to clear all the imports. Suppose meal list screen. So this is the advantage of using this held view model. I don't have to pass view model when I call this function from the main activity. Just run this app. So yes, if you are watching someone from your college who are into Android, just let me know, comment. And yes, I hope you love this video very much. And yep, it, I think the app has been running. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing the response. It's been like running endlessly, like a loop. Okay, let's fix this. This is a small error, else our app is near about completed. Yeah, so what I have done here is I didn't like emit this resources, so I will just use this remove resources dot success meals. Then the list would be displayed. Okay. Yeah, these are some silly mistakes that uh, any developer do. But yeah, I hope you get the essence what how the things are working in the background. Okay, so this is our list which is displayed. Okay, got it. So I hope you have understand everything in this video, and I have made you understand it in a very better way. So yes, if you just like this video, just like this video, share it with your friends. It means a lot to me. If you have any doubts, just comment it below. Okay, I'll just put the project link of this project in the description of this video. Okay, and just I love you guys. Thanks for supporting. And yeah, me if you have any doubts, just drop it in the comment section. I'll answer those doubts in a new video or in the comments if the doubts are small. Share this video, like this video, and in the next video we would be covering uh, different variations of the API, different variation as in suppose you have been provided with the API key. So or you have to calculate new path for your API to display some data. Okay, so like this questions we would be discussing. So yeah, I hope you have loved this video, and I have like spent like 1 hour or 2 hour of my time making this video. So I hope you appreciate my effort. So yes, thanks a lot. And if you want to just segregate this data into different modules, you can, but I hope you just get the crux out of it. Okay. So yes, thanks a lot. See you guys in the next video. Keep exploring, keep learning. Bye bye.